Hey everyone, I'm back again, still traveling as you can see, but I'm enjoying this shorter format, so I'm putting a few videos together while I can. Let's get started. Okay, so what do we want to talk about today? I think what I want to talk about is meltdowns. The concept of a meltdown is a bit serious. It's a bit more intense maybe than most videos, but I think it's a good thing to understand that.
Hey, Philip from the editing here. So I put the whole video together, edited it all out, and I thought it looks great. And then I realized I forgot something actually really important. And so I wanted to put it right at the beginning of the video so that everyone sees it, which is that meltdowns are involuntary. They're not something anybody chooses to do. And especially in children, they often get mistaken for tantrums. And I want to make very clear that that's not what they are. An autistic child is not trying to be difficult. The brain is just shutting down, and you're going to learn a little bit more about why that happens, but I just wanted to make that very explicit. Thanks. Let's get back to the video.
Meltdowns, so how meltdowns happen, what meltdowns do, and how you can react to them. Imagine yourself being super stressed out, really stressed out, not being able to do anything else but just focus. Maybe studied at school, at work, whatever you do. Imagine a really terrible day. And now imagine you've had this day for a whole week. There's no end in sight. The project is still going. There's exams coming up. Things are just really tough, and you just want to stop, but you just want the world to stop turning for a second so that you can rest. That's kind of what a meltdown feels like, but exaggerated. It's a bit more intense, and in my brain it goes wild. So if I've had a really bad day, if there was lots of noise and things, I just end up in a situation where I just can't handle it anymore, and I feel like everything irritates me. The things themselves don't irritate me, but it's like I feel like I'm a barrel overflowing, and literally every drop I add in just runs out. So noise at home, if there's rustling, if people ask me questions unexpectedly that I couldn't prepare, anything that I could usually handle quite well is turning into real irritation and frustration, and is anger building up. The anger is building up for me inside of me and making me feel uncomfortable. What I then do, I've noticed now that when I'm in this situation, I need to remove myself from the situation. I don't want to scream at my family because it's not their fault. It's nobody's fault at all. It's just a lot. So I go to my room and I then lie down, and in that situation I can't handle anything anymore. I just lying down. I'd like a heavy blanket, a weighted blanket is very useful in those situations, on top of me, and then I lie down, and I usually end up crying. Just really crying it all out for, and meltdown usually lasts about 90 minutes, and I can't do anything else. My wife can't even touch my shoulder or anything. Everything is jerkingly irritating. It's too much. I need to remove all stimulation, and that's usually good advice if you have someone in your family that is dealing with a meltdown. Make sure they're safe, but just don't try to talk to them or try to hug them or add stimulation, because everything is too much. The brain is just filled up to the rim, and they're trying to catch up with managing that information inside the brain. It looks really scary, but it's not a bad thing. That's the beautiful thing about a meltdown, is that when I have it, after it's over, all that rubbish that's been building up inside of me is usually gone, and then I feel completely fine and I feel great. That's not the same for everyone, but I know for me it really helps. And the meltdown, it's 90 minutes of real mental struggle and difficulty. And I've had meltdowns in which I became nonverbal, where my wife would ask me a question and I couldn't respond. I tried and I wanted to say words, but they just weren't coming out. My body refused to create words. So I would open my mouth, but there would be no words coming out. It was just too much. But it is necessary, and once it's over, it's done. That's it. I always feel very good afterwards, much better afterwards than before it. But I do understand that it's scary to look at. And if you do feel like somebody's in real danger, you know, I don't want to tell you not to do anything. Always step in. But it's very similar to you deal with somebody with a meltdown very similarly to the way you deal with somebody that has an epileptic seizure of some kind. You know, keep them from hurting themselves, keep them safe, watch over them, but don't touch them, and just let them ride it out. And when it's over, then it's over. Weighted blanket, like I said, very useful because it gives pressure on me and it makes me feel safer without having the stimulation of somebody touching me. That works really well. If you can it's worth trying. I hope it helped you. I hope it's a bit useful. Again, it was a short burst of knowledge about autism from MeezPower. So leave in the comments below what you want to hear about next. I'd really like to hear what you want me to talk about. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos coming up. Thank you very much.